Hey guys, this is Doug from Snakes Alive. I'm reaching the end of my breeding season, and before it finishes, I wanted to show you the style of incubator that I use. So, on the path of breeding ball pythons on a budget, your incubator doesn't need to be expensive. I'll show you what I've done. So, I've bred a number of different reptile species over 20 plus years, and this particular incubator has been used to hatch rat snakes, milk snakes, king snakes, turtles, dragons, leopard geckos, and for the last couple of years I've been focusing on ball pythons. So two things up front, right, and this is why this particular method of incubation works for me is: one, I have an aircon, and two, I have a ceiling fan, which then circulates the warm air from the aircon. So if your room is set up in a similar fashion, this type of incubation could work for you. It's relatively cheap. So what I've done is I've taken a 3-foot fish tank that I had lying around, and I've converted it. I've got a steel wire grid that I've put on the base of the tank, and I've filled the water to just beneath that. Then what I've done is I've taken a fish tank heater and I have connected it to a thermostat controller, and then also what I have is on either side of the tank I have a little pump that circulates the water. I have one on the side and I have one on that side as well. Just circulates the warm water. Then what I've done is I have the probe from the controller in the water, and I've set the temperature. At the moment it's 33.4 degrees. I can change it to 0.1 of a degree. And if I just show you what I've done is I've got temperature gauges in each of the egg containers just to monitor the temperature. I'll show you here. And that's 31.3, and this one's 31.6. The one has eggs that are hatching at the moment, and the other one has eggs due in a couple of days. So I try to keep the temperature between sort of 31.2 and 32.2. I haven't had any problems with it dropping a little bit below or going a little bit above if it's for short periods of time. With this method, what I'm able to do is I check the incubator every day, and if I see that temperatures are too low or too high, I can then just manually manipulate it by 0.1 of a degree and then just monitor it over the period of incubation. So that's pretty much it. This is a very cheap way of incubating eggs, a very cheap incubator, as I said. Just convert an old fish tank that you have lying around. So there you go, that's how I incubate my ball python eggs. This particular 3-foot has been able to hold 12 clutches. So depending on how many ball pythons you plan to breed, if you're just breeding a couple. And as I said, my room is set up so that I have an aircon, I have a ceiling fan that distributes the heat. I'll just show you some of the clutches that have hatched recently. Once they start hatching, once they're all out of the egg, I put them on top of the incubator. It's quite warm, and I just let them rest until they're all shed. And once they've all shed, I put them in their own cages. These are some of the eggs that have hatched over the season. Let me see if I can go inside. show you what's going on. Obviously, when you lift the lid, I just use a piece of polystyrene. You can also insulate the entire tank if you like, to help keep the temperature stable. I've done that before as well. I haven't found a need for this at this particular point in time. Alright, let's have a look what's happening here. So this is a clutch of eggs that started to hatch 2 days ago, and that clutch there is due in about 3 days, so we'll see. Ah, there we go. So yesterday, all the ones that were out of the egg ready, I threw those eggshells away, took them out of the container, and 2 remained. One is still lingering, and the other one is out. So just to show you that my method of incubation does yield results. Here's my last clutch of eggs, due in a couple of days. And as you can see, they're starting to dimple, which is normal. So there you go. Last season I had 12 clutches. This season I've had 7 out of 8 clutches hatched so far, and I still have a couple of females that are gonna still lay. So there you go. Breeding ball pythons on a budget. Here's one method that shouldn't cost a lot of money for you to incubate your ball python eggs. Thanks for watching.